Muy buenas tardes, bienvenidos a nuestro nuevo webinar, Jergas en el idioma inglés. El presentador es Mark McGowan. Por favor, quiero antes de empezar, si me informan, si es que me están escuchando bien, si es que están viendo bien la pantalla para poder empezar, me escriben por favor en el chat. Les estoy leyendo, por favor, para poder dar inicio a la presentación. Muchas gracias, me están informando que sí están viendo. También la imagen la pueden ver claro, no está borrosa, ¿no? ¿Sí? ¿Ven bien todo? ¿Sí? Muchísimas gracias por la información. Bueno, ahora sí empezamos. Mi nombre es Ana Guerrero. Soy también teacher de Gateway Corporation del programa English for Kids y hoy voy a ser su moderadora. Bueno, damos la bienvenida a todos los asistentes. Es muy chévere ver que estamos ahorita ya 32 personas conectadas. Gracias por la asistencia. Y empezamos. El tema de este webinar es jergas en el idioma inglés o slangs, que también se les conoce, ¿no? Bueno, antes de empezar, queremos decirles quiénes somos nosotros, quiénes nos estamos dirigiendo a ustedes. Este webinar viene por parte de Gateway Corporation. Nosotros somos una empresa dedicada a la enseñanza del idioma inglés, tanto para niños, jóvenes y adultos, mediante una metodología totalmente conversacional, práctica, vivencial, personalizada, desescolarizada, con profesores certificados, especializados y nativos. Nosotros nacimos un 5 de enero del 2017. Nuestra misión es proporcionar a nuestros usuarios un servicio de óptima calidad que les permita desarrollar sus habilidades idiomáticas para competir con éxito en un mundo cada día más formativo de rendimiento y productividad. El cambio será permanente, la evolución tecnológica y humana será constante. ¿Cuál es nuestra visión? Ser la empresa con más alto perfil en el área de enseñanza del aprendizaje del idioma inglés en América Latina. Queremos también informarles que nosotros somos preparadores internacionales, somos partners de Cambridge, de la Universidad de Cambridge y de British Council, para todo lo que son certificaciones internacionales. Esta webinar llega gracias al apoyo técnico de nuestros sponsors, el Cactus Business Services. Bueno, aparte de mencionarles lo que nosotros somos, nuestra visión, también queremos mostrarles los programas que nosotros tenemos. Tenemos programas de inglés para todas las edades, para todos los gustos. Tenemos el curso English for Everybody, que es para jóvenes y adultos, jóvenes desde los 12 años en adelante. También tenemos todo lo que son certificaciones, te preparamos para que puedas aprobar todas las certificaciones internacionales, desde A2, B1, B2, C1 y C2, y no solo te preparamos, sino que también te ayudamos con todo lo que son inscripciones y cupos para que tú simplemente puedas dar tu examen sin ningún problema. También somos preparadores del examen IELTS, y si ustedes son padres de familia y tienen niños desde los 7 a 11 años, también tenemos un programa llamado English for Kids. Aquellos profesores que quieren entrar al área fiscal y no tienen su certificación B2, también les preparamos para que puedan dar su examen sin ningún problema. Y como les dije anteriormente, también les ayudamos con todo lo que son las inscripciones y los cupos para los exámenes. Gracias a la oportunidad que se ha dado en estos días de que muchas personas no pueden ir a un lugar físico a estudiar, estamos ya ofreciendo nuestros cursos online, de inglés online. Vive la mejor experiencia de aprender inglés, estudia en Gateway Corporation. Bueno, un poquito les digo cómo va a ser las reglas del webinar. Nuestro presentador, nuestro speaker va a estar hablando primero, y si ustedes tienen alguna duda, alguna pregunta, les invitamos que nos escriban en la parte del chat. Ahí les vamos a estar respondiendo por interno. Y al final de la ponencia vamos a estar con una ronda de preguntas y respuestas. Les invitamos que nos sigan en nuestras redes sociales. Nos encuentran en Facebook y en YouTube como Gateway Corporation y en Instagram como @gatewaycorporation.es. Si ustedes tienen alguna duda o quieren más información acerca de nuestros programas, les invitamos a que nos escriban o nos llamen, nos escriban por WhatsApp y nos llamen al 098 75 48 36 9. Ahora sí, para mí es un gusto presentarles a nuestro speaker. El de la tarde de hoy es Mark McGowan. Él es nacido en la República de Irlanda, es docente especializado en la enseñanza de inglés en nuestro programa English for Everybody y también para certificaciones internacionales. Él es el director académico de Gateway Corporation desde que fue creada. Certificación internacional de Cambridge, preparador para certificaciones, como les había mencionado antes, con una amplia experiencia en centros educativos e institutos de enseñanza del idioma inglés a nivel nacional e internacional. Para mí es un gusto presentarles a Mark McGowan. El tema, les vuelvo a repetir, es jergas en el idioma inglés. Damos la bienvenida a Mark. Hi Mark, how are you?
Hi Anna, how are you?
I'm fine, you?
Can you hear me? I'm fine, yeah. I'm just relaxing and taking advantage of the free time because at the moment, as you know, we are in lockdown here in Ecuador. In fact, the lockdown is global. Lockdown is toque de queda. So what I am doing is trying to catch up with my classes and making sure that my students get enough information. Okay, so anyway, my name is Mark McGowan. I am from Ireland. I speak British English, but obviously at Gateway Corporation we speak English and American English. So today I am going to try and teach you some interesting slang words and some idioms. So it's a good opportunity if you have a pen and a paper, if you want to take some notes for new vocabulary, for example. And I hope you are well and safe in this crisis that we're going through. Okay, so let's start this. Okay, so what are slang words? Okay, slang words are informal words used primarily in speaking rather than writing. Okay, so en vez de escribir, están usando más las palabras jergas in conversation informal. Okay, so obviously very similar to Ecuador, and you have some words which are very common in Ibarra or in Babura, which are not so common maybe at the coast, and vice versa. Well, it's the same in English. Okay, so some words, slang words, can be used in United States, but maybe they're not used in Australia or vice versa. Okay, so today, even though I speak British English, I'm going to introduce some American slang words. Why? Because in Ecuador, most of the people who want to learn English want to learn American English because maybe they have friends or family in the United States, also because maybe because of the movies and the influence of the internet. Entonces, las palabras, voy a explicar algunas palabras de inglés americano. ¿Por qué? Porque es más común en Ecuador y en Hollywood y en música, ejemplo, ¿no? Okay, so next, please. Why are they necessary? Why do you need to learn slang words? Okay. Me personally, I think slang words are very important because it's a good way to integrate into the community and feel part of the community. For example, if you emigrate to the United States or England and you're able to use very common slang words, it shows that you have a higher level of English. It shows that you're more adept and more confident in speaking English. It is a lot more impressive. Okay, entonces es más impresionante. Es una manera de integrar a la comunidad. Okay, another reason is to understand a common conversation from native speakers. For example, if you're sitting on a bus or if you're at the cinema watching a movie, okay, and you hear some slang words and you check your dictionary and it's not in the dictionary because a lot of the times slang words are not in the dictionary. They don't exist in the dictionary, okay? It's very similar to Spanish. Some words, even though they're very common, they don't exist in the dictionary. So it's very important that you learn these words. Also, to not look like a fool, okay? Entonces, que no pareces estúpido, okay? Por ejemplo, si una persona está haciendo insultos, tal vez utilice palabras como pendejo, tiene que entender qué significa, okay? So, also, I think the main reason is because me personally, I think that it's the best way to communicate because most people, when they're having a conversation, they use slang words rather than formal words, you know. Later, I will show you some examples of what I'm talking about. Okay, so next, please. Okay. Remember that all languages are constantly changing and evolving. When I was a child, the word kid meant a young boy or a girl. Okay, so but in the dictionary, the word kid means a baby goat, un chivato. Okay, so even though we use kid every day in our conversation and in communication, the actual definition of kid is a baby goat. Okay, so also, for example, if you check the dictionary for the word gay, everybody thinks the word gay means homosexual, but in the dictionary, when I was younger, the word gay meant happy. Okay, so sometimes words have double meanings, and sometimes you have to be careful with the words that you use. Always check the dictionary just in case. So my point is, words that are very common today, maybe in the future, will not be common, because language changes and words come and go. Okay, so next, please. Okay, let's see some examples. Okay, this word bucks, American English, very common in the United States. You will hear this a lot in movies, for example, or in series, and you will hear it a lot. If you ever travel to the United States, you will hear it every day, okay? But it's not in the dictionary. So this is why this class is very important, and that's why you learn these words. Okay, so can you lend me 20 bucks until next week? I need to pay some bills. Okay, so if you don't know the word, what do you think it means? Okay, so what do you think? Okay, dollars. Yeah, so bucks is very common in the United States as a synonym of dollars. Okay, here's another example. Cups, pronunciation cups. Okay, so I called the cops when I saw somebody inside my house. Chapas. Okay, so cops is chapas or police. Okay, police officers or cops. Okay, salty. Okay, salty for me, this is a new word. I never heard this word before when I was younger or when I was growing up, but apparently it's very common today for young people. So it's, well, he was a little salty because I didn't invite him to the party. Okay, so salty in Spanish is como mal genio or gruñón. Okay, or angry. Okay, bravo, enojado. Okay, salty. Okay, next, please. Buddy. Okay, buddy is a very common word, very popular word. It's American English, but also, you know, if you speak British English, you understand these words. Okay, so don't think that nobody in Canada or in England is not going to understand. Of course, they will understand because of the influence of movies and the internet, as I said before. So, buddy, he's a good buddy of mine. I've known him for ages. I've known him for years. So buddy in Spanish is friend, basically amigo or amiga, okay? Snowflake, this is another new word, okay? It's very, with the young people, you know, people maybe in their teenagers and in their 20s, people in university. Don't mention politics to him, he's a complete snowflake. So entonces, snowflake es una persona quien es muy sensible. So it's a person who is very easily offended, very sensitive. So snowflake is an insult, basically. Okay, it's un insulto. Okay, thank you. Next. Hot. Okay, hot in the dictionary means caliente, pero en este contexto no significa caliente. Okay, so hot in English significa atractivo o atractiva, ambos sexos. Significa básicamente significa sexy. Okay, or good looking or attractive, okay? For men and for women, okay? Hot. Epic fail. This is another new word. It's not in the dictionary. It's probably maybe 2 years or 3 years old. My thesis was an epic fail, okay? So it means basically un desastre, yeah? How was your vacations? My vacations was an epic fail. Okay, next, please. To hook up. Okay, to hook up is a phrasal verb, very informal. For example, you would not say this to your mother-in-law or to your boss or in an interview. Okay, so hook up. We should hook up some night, maybe go to a bar or play some pool. Okay, so to hook up basically means reunirse. Okay, so es otra manera para decir meet. Okay, so most people say meet, but some people say hook up. Informal. Next, please. Okay, a snitch. Okay, nobody likes snitches. Okay, a snitch is a person who's always telling secrets to other people, and you can't trust a snitch. Okay, so ten cuidado con los snitches. Snitches son chismosos, or you could say chivatos también, ¿no? Okay, next, please. A dropout. Okay, he is a total dropout. He is very lazy and lacks ambition. Okay, so a dropout is a person, usually it's very a lazy person who's not working or doesn't study. They have no plans for the future. You know, they like to just spend all day at home watching movies or playing video games, which is what we are doing at the moment. Okay, but some people do this forever. Okay, so a dropout is a person who leaves school or leaves university before the end of the exams. It's also a verb, to drop out. To drop out is terminar la universidad o colegio antes los exámenes. Okay. Okay, some idioms. Okay, so an idiom. What is an idiom? An idiom is a synonym to describe what you want to say, but in a different way. Yeah. Also, it's more informal. Very common. The difference between an idiom and slang word is, well, I suppose slang words are more localized, and they're more, you know, they come and they go, they disappear, and then sometimes they last for a short period. Also, they are, you know, whereas an idiom, it's more permanent. Okay, it very rarely changes, and it's more informal also. Okay, so let's cut to the chase. Okay, so let's cut to the chase. Imagine I am telling you a story, and it's a very long story, and you have no time, and you say to me, "Hey, Mark, cut to the chase." Okay, so ir al grano. Yeah, hang in there. Hang in there is basically you're saying, don't give up. Yeah, continue what you're doing. Yeah, no rindes, basically. Okay, next, please. Get your act together. Okay, well, this is very informal, and you can maybe say this to your friends or your children. You know, it's un poco duro, ¿no? It's like, tienes que mejorar qué estás haciendo, yeah? So, for example, if I am a teacher and one of the students is not paying attention and they are not doing very good in exams, I would say to the student, hey, get your act together. You have to improve, okay? It's not my day. It's not my day, more or less. It means that you've had a terrible day, you've had a bad day, and everything is going wrong, nothing is going right. So es un día terrible, okay? Estás pasando un día horrible, okay? It's not my day. Speak of the devil. I think in Spanish you have a very similar phrase, almost the same, but in Spanish you would say, habla del rey de Roma, okay? So if I am talking about a person, and at the same time this person comes into the class or comes into the room, I would say, hey, speak of the devil, look who it is. Okay, so it's habla de el rey de Roma. Next, number 6, you can say that again, okay? So if you say something to me and I agree 100%, and I want to say estoy de acuerdo, entonces esa es otra manera para decir estoy de acuerdo, okay? You can say that again. Basically, it's bien hecho. Perdón, bien dicho, okay? So you took words out of my mouth. Okay, so imagine I am going to say something, but before I say it, another person says it. So iba a decir la misma cosa. Okay, you took the words out of my mouth. Let me sleep on it. Okay, so let me sleep on it is maybe you ask me a question, and you ask me if you want to have my answer or you want to have my decision. And I say, look, I am not ready to give you my answer. I need some time to think. Maybe tomorrow I will give you the answer. So basically it's déjame pensar, okay? Or dame un poco tiempo para pensar. Okay, next, please. You're barking up the wrong tree. Okay, so this is a good example of an idiom where it's almost impossible to translate these words word for word or literal, okay? because barking is, ¿estás ladrando? Okay, el árbol equivocado. Okay, it doesn't make sense, no tiene sentido. Okay, es como si tú dices a una persona, es pan comido, y esta persona no puede encontrar este en el diccionario. Okay, so you're barking up the wrong tree is, you are talking to the wrong person, okay, o estás hablando con la persona equivocada, okay, o estás equivocado, okay, you are mistaken. Okay, number 10, we are like chalk and cheese, yeah? We are like chalk and cheese. We are completely different. We have nothing in common. So in Spanish, you would say, somos como agua y aceite. In English, you say chalk and cheese, cual es tiza y queso. Okay, so it's agua y aceite. It's on the tip of my tongue. Okay, you have a very similar phrase in Spanish. It's when you're trying to remember a person's name, or you're trying to remember a telephone number or something important, and you can't remember, and you say, it's on the tip of my tongue. Está en la punta de mi lengua. Okay, so once in a blue moon. Once in a blue moon is casi nunca. Okay, how often do you go to the cinema? Oof. Once in a blue moon. Almost never. Casi nunca. Okay. And anymore? Okay, that's it. And so, as I said before, these words are very important if you want to further your level of English. And you know, at Gateway Corporation, we always try to introduce new vocabulary, new phrases, idioms, for example, which are very useful, especially if you're going to do your, you know, if you're going to work in another country, or you're going to do the exams, maybe the IELTS exam or the Cambridge exam. It's not so much for your writing exam, but especially for your speaking exam. And your speaking exam is 25% of the total marks. So if you use phrasal verbs and idioms in your conversation, it will be very, very useful. Okay, and it will be very impressive, and it would definitely increase your score. So I'm going to open the floor to some questions. Si tienes algunas preguntas o algo que no tienes, pues ahora es el tiempo. Okay, so in the chat, si tienes algunas preguntas sobre mi discurso, okay.
Thank you so much, Mark, for your presentation. Now it's time for your questions. Invitamos a todas las personas a que nos dejen sus preguntas en el chat. Estamos entrando ahorita a la ronda de preguntas y respuestas. Pedimos que no sean tímidos, por favor. Estamos para responder todas sus inquietudes. Vamos a tener 2 personas aquí que van a estar respondiendo las preguntas. Tenemos unos minutitos extras, así que les pedimos que aprovechen en cualquier inquietud que tengan. Van a estar teacher Andrea, que también es certificadora, también es teacher de nuestra institución, y teacher Mark respondiendo a las preguntas. Por favor, nosotros sabemos que no están todos los slangs and idioms, ya que son muchos de esos, pero los más comunes hemos tratado de explicarles. Por favor, les estamos leyendo. María José dice, thanks Mark, that was very useful. Marlene,
thank you.
Very interesting. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I hope so. It's a pity we don't have more time, because there are thousands of slang words and thousands of idioms. So hopefully when the lockdown is over and we go back to work and we go back to classes, and then we can spend, you know, more time and get more vocabulary, because at the moment it's very difficult. Okay.
Okay.
So.
Sharon nos pregunta, buenas tardes, quisiera saber si cada clase tendrá un tema específico. Claro que sí, Sharon, cada webinar tiene un tema específico de las cosas que tú necesites saber. Tú nos dejas saber en los formularios o incluso aquí qué tema te gustaría aprender más y nosotros con mucho gusto te ayudaríamos en ese tema. Adriana pregunta, bueno, dice más bien, thanks Mark. Por aquí nos ha mandado mensajes en interno que dice, what English can be learned at Gateway, British or American?
Okay, In English, or do you want the answer in English or in Spanish? Or both? Okay, listen. In English, in Gateway Corporation, we obviously concentrate on English, British English and American English, because some people, it depends on their plans for the future. Some people have plans to go to Canada or Australia or England or Ireland. So we concentrate on British English. Also, if you're doing the Cambridge exam, if you're an English teacher in Ecuador and you need the Cambridge B2 or B1, it's better to concentrate on British English, because the Cambridge exam is with a computer and they concentrate on British English. So you have to get the right spelling in British English. But it's obviously, it depends on the student. It's the decision of the student. But bear in mind, significant considerando. Okay, so bear in mind that there's very little difference between American English and British English. It's basically similar to the difference between Spanish in Ecuador and Spanish in Spain. Okay, so algunas palabras son diferentes, algunos idiomas son diferentes, pero básicamente es el mismo. Okay, so entonces, si tú puedes hablar inglés en Estados Unidos, puedes hablar en Inglaterra o Escocia o Pakistán o cualquier parte. Okay, entonces en las clases de Gateway tenemos profesores de Estados Unidos y de Europa, y enseñamos inglés americano y inglés británico, ambas cosas. Okay, so ese no es un problema.
Thank you, Mark. I have another question. Is it important in a writing test?
Jergas?
Slangs or idioms?
Yeah, well, idioms, yeah. Slang words, it depends, because some slang words are very rude and some slang words are not, some of them are very offensive. It's the same in Spanish, you have algunas palabras en español son muy grosero, no puedes usar, claro, pero hay algunas palabras sí, ¿ok? Algunas palabras sí, pero depende si estás escribiendo una cosa informal o formal. Por ejemplo, si hay una prueba en el Cambridge y tienes que hacer un ejercicio de escribir, pues si es un email, utiliza las palabras jergas, los idiomas. Pero si es una carta formal, no. Okay, so it depends basically if it's a informal email or a formal letter. And yeah, you will get extra points. You always get extra points if you use interesting words, interesting vocabulary. For example, if you come to Gateway and you learn words which they don't teach you in school or in university in Ecuador, and maybe it's not even in the Ecuador, but it exists, this will get you extra points, okay, in the Cambridge exam. Absolutely, yeah.
Thank you, Mark. Pato asks a good question.
Okay.
He says, thanks for your interesting class. And there are different idioms between, there are difference between idioms, British idioms and American?
I'm sure there is, yeah. I can't think of any examples at the moment, but I imagine that there are some. Can you think of any examples, Andrea, of different idioms between British and, let me think.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andrea Ponce. Buenas tardes con todos. Okay, Mark, for example, when we say, like, I'm in a pickle, right? That is, I'm in a pickle. Yeah. That is more British, I would say.
And in American English, what would you say?
Excuse me?
And what would you say in American English? I'm in a pickle.
I'm in a pickle, or that is British. I'm in a pickle quiere decir que está en algún problema o en una situación muy compleja, right? And in American, you say I'm in trouble. Just I'm in trouble. That is like a slang that everybody uses, but it's not very common in I'm in a pickle in America, right? So that's,
well, to be honest, I'm in a pickle. It's British English, but it's not very common. Okay, no. Maybe in London or some very small parts of the country, it's very it's how to say it wouldn't. I never heard this. I've heard it before, but I've never used it. But the students have to remember that because of the influence of Hollywood, because of the influence of the internet, if I use a British idiom in the United States, they will understand. If I use an American idiom in Britain, they will understand. And this is because of Hollywood and because of the internet. Okay, so it's English is almost becoming a global, you know, it's almost merging into one global language, and the difference between an English, American English and British English every year is becoming less relevant. Okay. Okay, so I hope that answered your question.
Thank you, teachers, for your answers.
Okay.
Alice says, could you help with tips in order to improve speaking in future class? Of course, Alice, we can prepare a class for that topic. Ok, muchísimas gracias a todas las personas que nos han escrito las preguntas. Por cuestión de tiempo vamos a responder estas por interno. Y hoy queremos dar paso a nuestro gerente, el licenciado William Quilumba, para hacerle un par de preguntitas muy puntuales que la gente nos está preguntando por interno. Hay una persona que nos pregunta, ¿cuánto duran las clases? Buenas tardes, licenciado, bienvenido.
Bueno, muchas gracias por la pregunta. Muy buenas noches a todos. Gracias a todas las personas que están presentes en estos webinars, compartiendo con nosotros un poquito de lo que hacemos. Y obviamente esperamos de que esto sea de mucha utilidad en este tiempo de estar en casa y obviamente pues utilizar estos momentos en algo productivo. Creo que es muy importante la labor que venimos haciendo en beneficio de la ciudadanía. Nos caracterizamos, las clases normalmente son de 60 segundos en nuestras aulas, la cual se dedica 100% a un tema totalmente práctico. Nuestro programa es 100% práctico y vivencial, con grupos personalizados máximo de 5 o 6 personas que permite que sea una interacción total con el profesor y por ende los resultados se ven en corto tiempo. Ya en lo que es los webinars, pues estamos manejando un promedio de 40 minutos, pero ya en lo que son las clases, exactamente son clases de 60 minutos.
Muchísimas gracias, licenciado. Bueno, agradecemos a todos por la presencia a este webinar con el tema Jergas en el idioma inglés. Queremos invitarles a todos a que nos sigan en nuestras redes sociales. Estamos en Facebook y en YouTube como Gateway Corporation y en Instagram como en @gatewaycorporation.es. También si tienen dudas o preguntas acerca de nuestros programas, les invitamos a que nos escriban por WhatsApp o nos llamen al 098-754-8369. Para nosotros ha sido un gusto tenerles aquí y les esperamos el día jueves 21 de mayo a las 6 de la tarde con un nuevo tema, que es claves para rendir los exámenes internacionales en inglés. Si ustedes están interesados en aprobar un B2, un C2, un C1, un C2 o un A2, les vamos a dar unos tips para que ustedes puedan aprobar con éxitos esos exámenes. Muchas gracias a todos por la presencia. Mil disculpas a las personas que no hemos podido contestar, pero es por cuestiones de tiempo. Les vamos a estar mandando un mensajito por interno. Muchísimas gracias a todos y una buena tarde. See you next Thursday. Bye, bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye.